And William and Kate Middleton now are at the Kaziranga National Park. Remember, earlier we've seen them actually participating in that safari, which went on for a 2-hour time. Essentially, after that, they were also supposed to see a local museum there. They've also interacted there with the locals, and Aditya also with us. Aditya, this has been an an action-packed tour. There has been a lot of emphasis on reaching out to the locals, interacting with them, and essentially this is what these images also give out.
Well, absolutely. This is a location that many won't, in fact, choose, and it came in as a surprise. But yes, a welcome surprise in many ways. Both the Duke and the Duchess of Cambridge are, in fact, in Assam. They were this morning at the Kaziranga National Park, on a jungle safari of sorts. They interacted with the forest rangers. And now these visuals on your screens are from a community center. They're interacting with the local people just to perhaps understand the local culture and how, they can, interact and perhaps build a relationship. And I'm told that both Kate as well as William have been very keen on interacting with the local people, even as there's a language barrier between them. Of course, there are translators along with them. But yes, even as this particular, visit has been not just not a bilateral or a multilateral visit, but, a renewed symbolism of sorts. It began with the visit to Mumbai and thereafter in Delhi, where there were several meetings, lunch meetings and dinner meetings. They met the Prime Minister, who hosted a lunch for them. In Mumbai, there was hectic activity. But now they're at the Kaziranga National Park and, the community center where this event is taking place. They are interacting with them. They are being told about the culture and the rich history of the Assamese and also about the language of the local people there. And of course, there's a renewed, interest that Kate and William really have in this, culture. So clearly, there are action-packed events for them lined up for today, and thereafter they will be, in fact, heading towards Bhutan, where the royals would be greeting them in Bhutan as well, another country which is having a monarchy. And so, in fact, it's been a very action-packed and a colorful visit for the Duke and the Duchess. Perhaps a very fond memories that they will narrate back to the Queen when they return to United Kingdom.
Yes, and Aditya, languages does not even look like is a dampener, because look at their body language. They seem to be so relaxed, totally mingled in the locals there. The locals also equally excited about looking at them.
Well, absolutely. There's been curiosity in the local population in India about, Kate and William's visit, because this is perhaps for the first time that they are visiting India. Of course, in the past, the Queen has visited India at least two to three occasions. In fact, Prince Charles has also come here in the past. In fact, we know how Princess Diana was here, and that iconic photograph in front of the Taj Mahal just months and maybe a year before she was, in fact, killed in that accident. But, this particular visit is, attracting quite a few eyeballs, not just in Mumbai and Delhi, but across the country. I was at this function at the residence of the British High Commissioner, where there was the celebration of the Queen's 90th birthday, and you should have seen the interest that the local people have from different backgrounds to understand a style of monarchy and how India, being one of the biggest countries of the Commonwealth, has a greater role to play. And the Queen has a special place for of India in her heart. That's what William said in his speech inside the British High Commissioner's residence. So at this moment, these visuals are from the northeast of the country in Assam, where they are in Guwahati. They were at the Kaziranga National Park, known for the one horned rhinos, and they interacted with the forest officials there. They were told about the rich forest area inside the Kaziranga National Park and the initiatives that the local government have taken. But now they are interacting with the locals there, knowing about the rich culture and, perhaps, as I said, taking back fond memories to narrate later, perhaps write as well about it. And then they will be heading towards Bhutan. I'm told that perhaps they have in mind a visit to Taj Mahal also very soon.
Yes, and Aditya, these are obviously some latest images also that we are trying to get, essentially explaining to us how this visit is not just about any hard-nosed diplomacy. There are no, trade talks, no bilateral talks, but the focus essentially is on knowing the country, enjoying it, and meeting with a lot of different people.
Well, absolutely. It is about the rich culture the two nations have shared the rich cultural past. You should have, in fact, seen how both Kate and William were in New Delhi. And one of the first things that they did was, in fact, lay a wreath at the India Gate in memory of those martyrs, the British soldiers as well, who fought during the World War. And immediately after, they went to Gandhi Smriti. In fact, they were told about how Mahatma Gandhi, the father of the nation, fought for the country to obtain the, much talked about freedom in 1947. And, they were really moved inside that particular location. And thereafter, the next day, Prime Minister hosted a lunch for them at the Hyderabad house. In fact, there were at least 30 key people from different, fields in the country. They were industrialists.
And, Aditya, I'll just only interrupt you, in fact, to, talk more about these visuals that we are looking at. It seems that a local there is essentially telling them how to operate this handloom weave. And this is what we've seen, in the couple, actually. They've been trying a lot of things, attempting a lot of things, trying to be a part of the locals. And as we said, language does not even seem to be a dampener.
Well, absolutely. Language is certainly not a barrier. And as you said, seeing with these live visuals coming in from Assam, Assam is known for its handicrafts and also the industry of, the cotton silk as well. And that's why, the local handloom work and handicrafts is something that Kate and William have been keen about. In fact, the local British High Commission team have been there, putting together this entire event along with the local communities and the local government. So that's what you're seeing on your screen. That perhaps the time is less, but yes, they're getting a flavor of India, which is very, very interesting, very vibrant.
Absolutely.